Working hard could become one of your biggest life regrets if you do not make the necessary changes now. And the purpose of today's video is we are going to look at history, our elders. We're going to listen carefully because this is really important. The most precious commodity and asset that we have is time. And as I have said in many other videos, we are here for a blip. The average lifespan is 76 years old. And as I referred to it before, if you go ahead and watch that Netflix documentary about dinosaurs, and over millions of years through the Triassic and Jurassic age, all these dinosaurs wiped out, earthquakes, meteor storms and gases erupting from the ocean, and just everything that they went through over millions of years wiped out. And we're here for about 76 years on average. Do not spend it worrying about other people. Do not care for the opinions of others who do not matter, especially those who are not actually living the life that you would like to live. Be present for your family and put time and energy into the things that you love and live your authentic self. And we're going to go over loads of stuff in this video. And I really hope that you come away from this video thinking, yeah, I can't be that person that gets to 60, 70, 80 and looks back and thinks, what if? Oh, imagine if I'd have done it. What could my life have been like if I'd have taken that opportunity, that risk, that chance? What if I'd have said no to that person who kept pushing me to do things I just didn't want to do? And then I started to become bitter and regretful. Don't be that person. And this is an important video. And I'm going to share a very important book towards the end of this video, one that certainly changed my life because of the deep dive that it does in human psychology. And again, when people have said to me before, Aaron, you've got a good head on your shoulders, in the comment, wise beyond your years, it's because I listen and I learn from history and my elders. I listen very carefully to my parents. Mum, Dad, what would you have changed if you could go back to your 20s? Sometimes we have to listen more than we talk and, claim that we know it all. It's really important. So anyway, look, enough of me talking. Let's dive into this first video to kickstart where we're going to take this.
If you were in your 20s today, what would you do?
I would work less.
Work less?
Yeah, work less. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, in your 20s, you tend to work more and have fewer leisure time. And then you get to my age and I'm still working hard and I still haven't had much leisure time and I should have done it when I was younger.
Do you think oftentimes we put off what we actually want, thinking it'll come eventually? But
yeah, what you want to do in life, do it now, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow.
What would I do?
Yeah,
I would travel. I wouldn't get too wound up about planning.
Yeah, why not?
Because you got your life to enjoy, and then you don't want to in years later think, I wish I'd done that.
Before we finish watching the rest of the video, it's too common where the older generation say, I just wish I'd have done it. If I could go back. But the harsh reality is you can't go back. It's done. You get one shot. That's it. There's no rerun.
Don't work too hard, yeah.
No?
Yeah, you won't get to your grave wishing you'd worked harder.
And you don't need a blanket of cash while you're in the grave, do you?
Well, true enough.
What would you do?
It's when you get older, you look back and you think, if only, why didn't I should have done. Because our generation thinks, for the future. I don't know what the future will bring.
So there we go. That video honestly gives me chills because I feel every word that they're saying. And when you look at their faces, and I've watched many of these interviews, and I do it on purpose so that I can remind myself to make important decisions for me and my family, is that when you look in their eyes and you see their faces, you can see that they're asked a hard question. If you could go back to your 20s, so they're forced to think, yeah, I had some dreams. I had, oh God, they're caught, and then you do, like, I get goosebumps talking about it, which might sound a bit stupid, but I do, because I'm 33, and as soon as I finish this YouTube video, like I say all the time, I'm heading out with my family to the park, and I'm absorbing my loved ones, and I'm going to be present, and I'm going to watch, and I'm going to play, and because we are here for a blip. And it's I've said this time and time again, but key to success is repetition. It is not about how big your house is. It is not about the car that you drive. It is not about the materialistic things that you own. It is not about assets, because the people who care about you and what is important in life has nothing to do with the things that you own. And when you leave this earth, you cannot take any of it with you. You cannot. It means diddly squat. It is all a perception to society of what they think of you. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you, because as the saying goes, in 100 years, none of us are going to be here. Someone else will be living in the house that you're living in now. Make the most of it. So look, I want to read out a post / kind of quote that I put on my social media the other day. And it says, "Open your eyes to see the lies. If it was all about hard work, construction workers would be millionaires. If it was all about degrees, professors would be millionaires. If it was all about saving lives, then doctors would be millionaires. If it was all about physical hard work, then the donkey would own the farm. You go in early, you stay late, you brown-nose managers, chase promotion and backstab co-workers, and still you are replaceable in 24 hours. Do well in school, get good grades, go to college, study at university, chase the dream job, keep your parents happy so that they have bragging rights, and then end up in a supermarket." And that's the truth right there. We spend our entire life chasing things, and 9 times out of 10, the things that we think we want leads to disappointment or not what we thought it would be. And the reality is, most people chase things that they don't really want. Prime example, why people go to university. I have interviewed over hundreds of people who are pre-grads and post-grads, and I've asked them that question. Why did you want to go to university? Well, I didn't. My parents want me to. And that's really selfish. And that's an older generation thing where, parents want that right to go to a barbecue and say, well, my son, my daughter's studying Oxford. Oh, yes, doing chemistry. But it's not for the kids. And then 9 times out of 10, they never get the dream job. Do you know why? Because shock horror, there isn't such thing as a dream job. Doesn't exist. Like I said before, if you're a sports person or you're an artist, some form of a musician, and you've turned your passion into a career and you've made a lot of money, great. Very, very rare cases. And this is the other thing I said before. Learn from history. Listen. Again, we need to listen more and open our eyes so that we can become wiser, to make better decisions, to actually understand what makes us happy. And now on screen will be some thumbnails from a YouTube channel I love watching. But have a look at the thumbnail titles. They're bold, quit your 9 to 5 before it's too late. I wish I quit earlier. I wish I quit earlier. I work too hard. Don't trust anyone. People don't care about you. Life regrets by 100-year-olds. That's a brilliant video. Stop waiting around. This is all freely accessible to you and I. You can go and watch these videos, and if you really, as I said, listen, it's going to give you that perspective of, well, if there's been 100, 200, 70-plus-year-olds that I've just listened to that have all said the same thing. I wish I hadn't worked too hard for my employer. I wish I hadn't worried about what everyone else thought. Then you can start doing things for you, which then is going to lead to happiness, contentment. And now I want to go overlook the top 5 life regrets. Why are we not learning from those before us? Again, shock horror. Number 1 is work too hard. There's been that unfair exchange of time. You've given your entire body, mind and soul to an employer where you got very little back. Number 2, lived by others' expectations, where you've done things for other people. My mum openly admits this. I asked her most recently, well, not recently, but Christmas. Oh no, tell a lie. We actually had a family dinner on Mother's Day, and I asked her the same question. And again, she'll always say the same thing. She was people pleasing for far too long, doing things for others rather than putting her own happiness in front of, doing things for other people. Number 3, lost touch with loved ones. My dad's just been round. We've just sat in the garden. We had a coffee together. I see my parents all the time. They come round ours. We had a big bonfire and a barbecue, and it was really nice. We do that frequently, and it's just being present in that moment again. And I'm very conscious of that because I learn from history. Number 3, lost touch with loved ones. I'm aware of it, so I make smarter decisions to make sure I'm seeing my loved ones. Number 4, didn't take enough risks. I make sure I take all the risks. Do you know why? Because you can't be afraid of failure. You just can't. If you are scared of the worst happening all the time, you're going to be that person that gets to a certain point. You're going to look back and think, my God, what is the worst that could have happened? I failed. And I had to pick myself up and go again. And there's that great saying, I can't remember what it is, but if you don't start a business, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're only going to carry on working for someone else for the next 40 years of your life. So is it really much of a risk to spend 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years working on yourself towards a dream that you have? Because the worst case is you'll just fall in line with everyone else and go work a job until you retire. If you ever are able to retire, especially in the day and age and economy that we're in now. And then number 5, didn't allow more happiness. This one's a real shame. A lot of people do get to that point where they are 60, 70, and they didn't allow themselves to be happy because it was that expectation of what everyone else wanted. It was the fearing the judgment and worrying about other people, what they would say behind their back, pointing the finger, laughing at them. Again, what if they failed? Everyone would have a good laugh. So it put them off ever exploring something new. You have to put your own happiness before everyone else. You have to get comfortable saying no, as I've said before. Okay, now on screen, I'm going to share some photos of me and my family when we've just booked sort of last minute holidays. And before we do, by the way, it's like 26 degrees at the moment. So apologies for the extra shine that we're getting on the camera today. So look, on screen, you'll see some photos. This is me and my family when we booked a last minute holiday to Disneyland Paris, which we absolutely love. There's us walking down Main Street. The next one here is me and my son. This is when we booked a last minute holiday as a family to a gorgeous place called Camp de Mar in Mallorca. Now, this is the beauty of the life that we now live. And I would love this for more of you, where you don't keep up with the Joneses, you don't spend your money on materialistic things, you don't finance things, put yourself in loads of debt, and you manage your money correctly, and then you're able to then do things like this where you don't have to ask permission. And it's really important for us to enjoy our son in his younger years, to be there, to be present, and for us to see him experience all these different countries. And I have to say, if you ever get the chance to go to Camp de Mar, it is just absolutely stunning. And this photo here is one of my favorites, where my son was able to go jet skiing out in the ocean in Mallorca, where we came out the cove and the dolphins. I mean, it was just incredible. And it's things like this that I reflect upon, that the reason I don't spend my money on materialistic things, I'm getting so hot, that I want to put my money into making those family experiences just incredible. Because again, if we hop back to learning from history, I don't want to get to that age of 60, 70 and look back and think we should have traveled more. There will always be bills to pay. Our kids won't always be the age that they are. So it's important to put our money into the right areas and make smarter decisions. Now, there's a photo of all of us and my parents at Christmas time where I'm able to take my parents away with us. Now, look, on screen is going to be comments from people who have also proven the fact that working too hard is one of their biggest regrets, and we'll just flick through some of these. So just take a look, pause the screen, have a read of them. And this just proves that if you're on a big salary in a corporate company and you're taking on board that employer's stress, you were chasing those promotions. My dad earned 180k annually as a chartered engineer, which is comfortably middle class, and basically saying that it just ruined him. They didn't see him. They just never enjoyed their father. Someone talking about their grandfather there. My dad died before he collected his social security or any of his retirement. So I hope this video is just hitting home the fact that you need to wake up and make smarter decisions and do things for you. Working hard, you know what, it might get you a promotion, but what does that promotion really mean? Does your partner, does your kids really care about the job title that you have? Are you really going to be valued so much? And is your job that secure by working hard? Are you irreplaceable by working really, really hard and putting your work family, God almighty, before your real family? Look at the video that I did with the guy from Morrison's who did 29 years at Morrison's to then be thrown under the bus, ciao ciao, and thrown out the door. I am so hot. So I'm going to be wrapping up this video a little bit earlier. If you do want to work towards a life by design, remember, in the description of this video, you can go check out Exitnine.ai, and that will pop up on screen now. Go check it out. That was built for every single one of you that wants more from life. And we're already getting fantastic results. And it's truly a blessing that we're in a day and age where I can build something like this to offer to all of those who actually want to work towards a life where you have that control over your time and finances. Until next time, my good people, I'm going to get out in the sun because I'm absolutely roasting. But what I do want you to take away from this, and let me share with you that book. Apologies. It'll pop up on screen. I know what to do, so why don't I do it, by Dr. Nick Hall. It is one of the best books that anyone can ever read or listen to, because it really breaks down the human psychology of why humans know what to do, but we don't do it. And if you can tap into that and you can address the reality, then you will live a much better life if you stop hiding behind your own excuses. Because every single one of you know to make better money decisions. You know to look after your body. You know to drink and eat clean. But why don't we do it? Well, that book explains it brilliantly. So do go check that out. Until next time, my good people, I've got to wrap this up because I'm absolutely sweating and I need to get out of the house, and I will see you on the next video. Peace out.